Today we are starting a new 30-day challenge. It is posting 100 TikToks or shorts in 30 days. And in this video, we're going to talk about our starting point, our goals, what our strategy is, and what we hope to achieve, basically. And this time around, I have a friend with me.
How's it going? My name is OC.
Yeah, want to say your channel name too?
Yeah, so I have a TikTok channel right now that I'm trying to build. That's my main focus. I go by Osinachi Speaks. And so I am right now focusing in on that. I have plans on like building up my YouTube. I do have a YouTube, but it's not, I don't really, do much with it. But if, once I get to a certain point with this, I kind of hope to.
Yeah. So let's mention the challenge before we get too ahead of ourselves.
Right.
So the challenge this time around is going to be 30 days of posting 3 to 4 times each day. And I say 3 to 4 times because we're aiming for 100 within 30 days. And that means we can't do 3 exactly because that'll be 90. Yeah. So now for right now, we're going to talk about our stats in the beginning and talk about a goal that we have. It's going to be individual to ourselves. And then talk about our strategy in regards to like how much growth we want to see and how we're going to get that growth. So I'll go ahead and start off. The metrics that we're going to capture in general are views, comments, like engagement, subscribers, and money. But I think right now, both of us don't have monetization on TikTok, right?
Not off of views.
Yeah, not off of views. So the money thing is going to be like kind of very, very like...
It'll be different. Yeah.
But I'm planning on doing this on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram Reels. OC is going to just do it mainly for TikTok.
Right.
So I guess I'll be posting 9 technically, 9 times a day. And my starting point for TikTok, let's just focus on that since we're both going to do TikTok, is 94 followers and 6. Is there like a view count for this?
There is. If you go into Live Studio or TikTok Studio, I don't know if
I have it.
Yeah, TikTok Studio.
Okay. This is how
new.
Yeah.
So you can see your analytics in TikTok Studio. I don't know if you can see total. You should be able to see total.
Yeah.
Analytics.
Well, net followers -1 in the past 7 days. I see it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just go off of the last year. So the last year I got 50K views, I guess. And I'm starting off with 90 something followers. And my goal is going to be 10,000 followers because that's the amount you need for monetization on TikTok. How about you?
All right. So I am starting at 2,346
No.
followers. But this is also like I started actively posting on TikTok a few months ago. So I've kind of been building over the course of the last few months. But I do say that for the sake of this challenge, I am hoping to push beyond this point. Initially, and like this kind of goes back to the monetization thing. Initially, my goal was 1,000 followers because 1,000 followers is the threshold that you need to hit in order to be able to sell ads on TikTok. Gotcha. So you can still make money with less than 10,000 followers. But it looks different.
What does it mean by like sell ads? Like,
so you can like advertise if you were wearing a shirt, you can put a link in that video. Oh, okay. And if people buy the shirt from that link, you get a little bit of commission.
Oh, like their shop,
that.
like TikTok shop.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So you can get into that at 1,000 followers. And then also you can start doing lives once you get to a certain number. I think it's even before 1,000. And then lives are another way for you to make money on TikTok.
Okay.
And so realistically, I have made like 5 cents from TikTok. So I am like at that point, but I will say that for me, I would like to be a little bit more active and intentional with at least the money making part that I can do right now. So I would like to, by the end of this thing, make some money. I think if I can make $100 after a month, I think that's a good goal.
Okay, so
to have.
Your goal is going to be focused around monetary and like sort of hit $100 within the next 30 days.
Yeah. That's at least part of it. And I think that like also followers is a significant goal for me as well. After having reached the 1,000 follower goal, now I think 10,000 is also a really
nice.
good place to be.
I definitely think you can do it.
I think it's within reach. And there are people who've blown up on this app in a week. to like 100,000 followers, and so it's
Yeah.
definitely doable for both of us, I think.
And we should also say before and after a little bit. For me, there was a period of time where I was posting semi regularly for like a month or two. And mostly it was just like food videos and like literally a few seconds of eating it and that's it. No talking. So it was very, very like low effort content that I made like earlier this year when I was in Japan. And now I don't make any at all. So in a way, it's me starting from not zero exactly, obviously, but I haven't made stuff for a while. So that's my starting point. How frequent do you make videos right now?
Right now, I am like actively in what feels like a building phase
Daily-
for it. I
daily,
am
what
trying
do
to
you
do
say?
at least one a day.
One a day
right
right
now. Yeah. So I think that effectively, I've probably over the last few weeks managed to do 1 to 2 times a day at least. There's the occasional 3 posts a day days, but it's usually 1 to 2 posts a day. But yeah, this will definitely ramp up the volume of
sure.
videos that I'm getting out there.
Gotcha. So yours is like more like a 3 times multiplier. Mine's is like finally I'm getting back into it.
Right.
And let's talk strategy because I think this is going to be very key to whether or not we reach our goals. So for me, my strategy for my entire content life has been make whatever I want. And I think that's served me poorly. So I'm going to focus in on this challenge and actually just make content related to my experiences in Japan. So like travel tips, language tips. That's mainly it. The 2 things that I'll focus on, and maybe like stories from my experiences in Japan. You know, I've been there the past 2 years, like literally half here and half there. So like,
Yeah.
I have a year's worth of experience in Japan that honestly was great experiences. So I think if I
you're
just
getting ready to
focus
go
in,
back.
if I focus, and I'm gonna go back. So
Yeah.
it just lends itself to like, I should make content about this.
Yeah,
So-
totally.
And my audiobook has just released as well. So it's like,
Yeah.
I can point at it and be like, yeah, check this out, guys.
Right.
So everything is aligning for me to, and pointing and telling me, just make content about this. So that's what I'm going to do. My whole strategy is going to be based around finally focusing on a niche and trying to, I know this is like the cheesiest, or this is like the most oversaid thing in the content creation world, deliver value. so that's going to be what I focus on, is like my stories are going to have some lesson in it, or my tips are going to be as useful as possible based on my own experience. Like this is legit, like what I did, and it really helped me. Stuff.
Yeah. I think for me, in terms of my own strategy, I have a philosophy of thinking about what I want in terms of the end goal and working backwards from that. And so I want my platform to basically be a catalyst for putting me into positions to be seen by as many people as possible, and like to have as many opportunities as possible. So I'm not necessarily looking
To niche down or anything like that.
yeah, I'm not necessarily looking to niche down specifically for anything in particular, but I do want to be in a position where my skills and my voice or my expertise in whatever field can be utilized. And so, for example, I'll say I got into a lot of everything I've done on social media over the years, including YouTube and TikTok, has kind of been around media and storytelling, I guess more broadly speaking. So it's like TV shows, movies, books, and stuff like that has kind of been the driving thing that has inspired me to put out content on the internet. And so that's partially my niche, but I don't want that to be everything.
Yeah.
And so I want to be able to
Totally understand.
right. I want to be able to talk about different things as it pertains to my interests.
I think for you,
Yeah.
a good, obviously you don't have to follow this at all, but a good starting point, or maybe a good experiment throughout this challenge, is to come up with like a format that is fun to watch. So like sort of instead of making a niche a topic, it's more so like a format. So it's like, oh, I see OC's face or OC's setup, and I kind of know what to expect. he's gonna, start talking about this, and then
go from this to
yeah,
that.
and like there's like a thing that they can expect that's like fun or entertaining to watch.
Right.
That's sort of like what I've learned, or at least like heard, that is a good method if you don't have a specific niche.
Yeah, I definitely, and I'll also ultimately, like, this whole thing for me is an exercise in creativity. I just made a TikTok video about that, talking
Nice.
about how I see this as a way for me to just continuously train and like practice how to be creative.
And also, just to note, OC has made some TikToks that have blown up, like a few that
Yeah,
they got like 100,000, even.
Yeah, I've
More
gotten
than
some that have hit 1 million.
Dang.
But like in terms of views.
Yeah.
But yeah, also it's just like this whole TikTok thing is a learning experience. Figuring out what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
And then it's also just very random.
By the way, I've never hit it, so for my short form content.
Yeah, no, it's but it'll happen now. in this next month
we'll
for sure.
see.
It'll happen.
But that's my part of my strategy. What I want to do, because I think it'll be really fun to try, and also let the viewers see, like, what differences will it make if, let's say, for the 3 videos daily, one of them were 15 seconds, and then the other one is 30 seconds, and then the last one's 60 seconds. Sort of like have 3 different styles and formats, where it's like it's the same style and format for each 15, 30, and 60, but like which one performs the best.
Which one performs better? Yeah.
So it's almost like if we're gonna do higher volume, we might as well use that to our advantage, and also like do some tests.
Right.
So that's what I'm gonna try to stick with for at least the first half. We'll meet up again at the midpoint just to see our progress, and then again at the very end. But for the first 15 days, I will definitely be experimenting with that 15, 30, 60 sort of timeline.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm consistently testing and like thinking of different approaches to take. And I was just talking to you about this before we started recording, that I'm like now doing a lot of I'm like switching up my strategy. I'm trying to write down my ideas, like physically writing them down. And then also looking at where I like draw inspiration from. So since I'm not necessarily just trying to talk about movies and TV shows all the time, I'm trying to be a little bit more broad with the topics that I talk about. I still will talk about movies and TV shows when they're relevant, and when I see them. I didn't see Tron Ares, so I didn't talk about Tron Ares. But yeah, Gen V. I just finished watching Gen V, so I'll probably do at least one, if not
like
a couple videos. I might
video.
try to get a couple videos out of it. Maybe we'll see.
Farm.
But actually sitting down and writing my ideas for a specific topic.
I think for me, all my videos will be scripted for this one.
Scripted, okay.
Yeah. Because I think generally I'm way better at scripting and writing than I am talking off the or
that's another
talking off the cuff.
That's another thing, is that it is an absolute skill, and I think as we go through this, you'll see that the most annoying part is editing, which is like, obviously, because of YouTube, but like the same still rings true for TikTok.
Yeah.
The most annoying part is editing. And so now I'm actually actively,
What the heck?
do you need to?
No, I think, yeah, it's okay.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, right now I'm actively trying to practice speaking for like a TikTok video at length with no breaks, so that I don't have to edit. And so I've seen people who are able to do that, like just speak for 90 seconds.
Yeah.
They don't even have like filler words. There's no likes or ums in there. And
That's what I have been doing the past year.
Yeah, let's go.
Except for 90 seconds, I've been doing that for 10 minutes at a time.
Yeah, no, it's
and it's not always great. I don't always perform well, but it definitely has turned me into someone who's way more comfortable doing it.
That's good.
And I feel like I can do it if I really need to. However, I always feel like scripted content is better when it comes to delivering something concise and more impactful and powerful. If it's more like chill content like this, then it's much easier.
Yeah.
And I personally like doing it and making it because it's so much easier.
Yeah.
But I think for this challenge, for sure, I will be scripting and editing everything. I've taken a long enough break from editing.
Yeah, no, I think having that skill will serve you pretty well.
Yeah.
And then
I think I'll loosen up after the challenge.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I am kind of focused in on in terms of just my own approach.
So it's a pretty different approach.
Yeah,
So that makes
yeah.
that makes it more interesting. Okay. So I think we got the idea of our strategy as well as like what we're
Our
looking
goals.
at and our goals. And I think for me too, another metric that I'm going to try to keep track of is like email list and audiobook sales, because I'm curious to how effective promoting something is on TikTok or YouTube Shorts or whatever. Just out of curiosity, because for anyone watching this channel who knows my stuff, I've been working on my audiobook just released, and I spent so much time working on it. And I'm like, I'm going to self-promote it. I'm going to promote it for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I'm curious to track the numbers, basically.
Yeah.
Make it fun.
And that's another, because like I also have like over the past year, I have experimented with different business ideas and like starting up different businesses. And what I've found repeatedly is like the most, one of the most difficult steps is marketing.
Yeah.
And with building this TikTok audience and like this reach and exposure, I think that there's an opportunity, at least for me, to kind of approach that whole business idea and think of like different ways that I can utilize this new, essentially like marketing opportunity as a way to build something else on the side.
I think it's a great strategy it's hard. I think that's the toughest part about this, is that it's hard. Because I think a lot of businesses, their goal is to like gather an audience so they can sell something, right? But oftentimes it's like creators who don't even have something they want to sell that get big.
Yeah.
And then they eventually do sell things because they are big now, or like they get sponsorships or something like that. So it's kind of interesting how all of it works. But for the most part, I think I seek growth mainly because it's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
It is fun. And I think that there's, again, like I go back to the whole thing of like different opportunities that might come about that you might not even expect from something like this. Because the thing, you never know who's watching your videos with whatever platform, but I feel like TikTok is really like interesting in that way, because your video will be put in front of people that you just have no idea. I made a video about this guy who is lead singer in a band called Marianas Trench. I was unfamiliar with it, but he's really big. Their band is really big. And so I was just kind of like making an appreciation post about like a video that I saw of him doing a really good performance on YouTube. And the next day he commented on that video because it kind of like, it blew up a little bit. He commented on that video like, yeah, thanks, man. And it's just like, I would never have thought that it's me making a video just like appreciating somebody's talents would be shown to that person.
Yeah, that's super.
Yeah. So I am excited about the possibility of who might be watching my videos and what that might lead to in the future.
That's another reason why I'm trying to include other people. That's why we're doing this challenge together.
Yeah,
because more and more I am like, I keep saying it, but I'm actually doing it more, which is like reaching out to other people to try to like create things with. And I think after this challenge finishes, I'll also be, even mid-challenge, I'll be reaching out to people I know who are my friends to participate in like certain videos, because it'll be very helpful to have like a native Japanese speaker for some of my videos. So yeah, I definitely agree. Like there's a lot of possibilities out there, and I've been on YouTube for a very long time. And at this point, it's more so about like exploring those possibilities and trying things and growing in a fun way. I think one of the reasons why I burned out was because I wasn't having much fun. I wasn't like, I was so focused on just making videos and numbers and all that stuff that it became a terrible experience. And now I'm completely different. I'm a very different person now. So I'm like excited to make some stuff happen.
That's good. And I think also like just in terms of opportunities, we live next to LA.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're like within reach of all of these industries that are dealing with social media and all of those things. And so if we kind of are able to establish ourselves as the social media personalities who are local to a lot of where these businesses are, there's no telling what kind of invitations that might lead to, what kind of opportunities that might lead to, because they need people like who we want to be.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, we'll check again. We'll check in again on day 15 and also on day 30. But until then, yeah. Well, I think for me, I'm not going to post too many like long form videos right now. I think I'm gonna give all my focus to the short form stuff. I'm still technically on a challenge of posting every day for 35 days. I mean, for 365 for 1 year, and that ends in December. So, but I think short form content counts, especially if I'm gonna do 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just a quick update on my side. But yeah, that's about it. We'll catch you guys on day 15. Peace.
Catch you later. Peace.